Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here for another Queen Sugar review. This is episode 12, and next week, next Tuesday, and I will be here on Tuesday. Lord, say the same. Um, because it will be the season finale for Queen Sugar, the series finale, meaning this is the last season. This is the last of what we will get from Queen Sugar and the cast. And I'm looking forward to episode 13. And I'm excited about coming to this place because it's very clear to me that um, the writing, the heart of the writers is just not into it anymore. So why prolong the inevitable, right? Let's just get it over with. Listen, it is Friday. I guess this is the 25th, Black Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And had time with your family and your friends and loved ones and whatnot. Let's get into this review. This episode was called Be and Be Better. I would call it roller skates and baby oil, but it just wasn't, it was just one diatribe scene after another. But let's get into it. I also want to make a note that just about everybody that I know who reviews this show has abandoned it. I think really BTV still does the reviews for it, but it's just a testament to how lackluster this season has been. But listen, let me not prolong it. Let me let you guys get back to your family member. Let's talk about this episode. The episode surrounded a lot of conversation about Vi and Hollywood becoming foster parents. In the last, I would say, 4 episodes of this final season, it's been this real push to get Vi and Hollywood some form of adolescent or child in the home. And so it opens with the same DCS worker, Department of Children, DCF, Department of Children Family Services, DCFS worker there. And she's inspecting the home once again, going over with a fine-tooth comb, which is what she's supposed to do. That's her job. She need to make sure the child is safe there. You know what I mean? And Vi and Hollywood are nervous. She goes ahead and she approves them. They've got a beautiful room set up for the child, but Vi is nervous. She has a second room set up that's a little bit closer because the child could be dropped off at their house at any given moment, and they got to be ready. Now, I don't know how they're going to do all this. Now, Hollywood is running for the seat on the school board. And Aunt Vi is taking her pies nationwide, She ain't got no recipes written down, and it's all in her head and in her hand. And they want her to approve marketing materials. They want her to do taste tests. She don't like the taste test because her recipes ain't right. What recipes, Vi? You don't write them down, ma'am. Next time you make a pie, you got to write down the ingredients that you put in the pie and the quantity. You do know that, don't you, dear? You do know that that's something you're going to have to do. And also, they trying to get a child. Like, they doing a lot. They doing a lot. They doing a lot. Hollywood is, like I said, running for school board. He got a debate with somebody else who trying to run for the same seat. And, it's once again, they're putting the borderlones in a place where they're sort of speaking truth to power. During the debate, Hollywood's got his spectators on, child, and he looking, very fatherly, like like old black Santa Claus, child, old black Uncle Ben or something. I don't know. I don't know where they put them little glasses on him. And the guy, is just sitting there, he's mayonnaise. And he brings up the fact that Hollywood didn't finish high school, which I think is a viable point now. But I mean, you got school board members. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're generally made up of. I'm not really sure. But anyway, Hollywood makes a compelling speech just talking about how he was one of the kids that fell through the cracks. Nobody really noticed that he didn't graduate or wasn't coming to class, so on and so forth. And he talked about how he is there in the school with the kids and all of these different types of things. It's a really compelling moment. It's a strong moment for Hollywood, and um, it looks like he's gonna win for school board. So I thought it was a great moment. I thought it was odd this entire episode that Vi just kept fretting about getting a child. Um, are they gonna send a child? They're not gonna send a child. Like, is it nice? Is the paint good enough on the walls? Like, she's just super duper duper fretty about the whole situation. But never once did we bring up the little baby bracelet in the tin box. You get what I'm saying? Like, we could have tied that in, um, but we didn't. It's just these moments where her and Hollywood are sitting in a confined space, and they're discussing getting a child, getting a foster child, and we never once bring it up. All this idle conversation, and we never once bring it up. It's weird. Then we see where Nova in bed sick about Aunt Martha, and Dominic is bringing her a cup of tea, turmeric and ginger tea. You should try to eat something. We never did. I miss it? Is it me? Did I miss the conversation that she had with him about why he was in her laptop? Did we have that conversation, or did we look over that? Did that happen? Did I miss it? Y'all let me know. Y'all put it down below. But we just not discussing that anymore. Okay? She wants to talk about Aunt Martha and how she fell short on Aunt Martha. Like, we would all like to talk about that. Huh? It just seemed like they making Nova kind of selfish to me. I don't know. Ain't Martha the one dead, but you feel like it's all on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really bothering you, right? Martha the one dead. Then she goes into the house. It's supposed to be this momentous occasion where she goes into Martha's house, and she got the book. And the book is showing her around the house and telling her different things about the house. And she come up on her mama's room. Dominic is there, support her. And this is Trudy's room. When you ready to go in Trudy's room, go on in Trudy's room. She take the skeleton key and put it in the doggone door, and it don't turn, it don't open. And she tell Dominic, I guess I'm not ready to go in there yet because the door don't open. And she hugged him with this concerned look on his face. He's just the bookend. You know what I'm saying? He just salt and pepper sitting on the table. Don't nobody pay attention to Dominic. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. We're going to get rid of Dominic. We about to get rid of Dominic because we finna do what we meant to do with Nova in the first place, and that's put her with a woman. Put her with a woman. We already knew this Dominic situation wasn't going to work out. I don't even know why they brought him back. Why have we been wasting time in scenes with Dominic? I don't know. Why would you even allow the part about him looking at her laptop into the conversation if y'all wasn't going to address it? Why y'all ain't just cut that out? Like, this is the lazy stuff I'm talking about. Like, it really kind of pissed me off. But anyway, she talked with Ra about Aunt Martha. Another useless conversation where they talked about how they daddy pressured them and they mama pressured them to do what they wanted to do. wanted them to do instead of allowing them to be what they wanted to be. But y'all all did whatever the hell y'all wanted to do. So what are we talking about? Child. Ain't nobody held you back, Nova. Ain't nobody held you back. Not now, teenage, ain't your bit. Ain't nobody held you back. Ain't nobody held you back, Nova. Huh? You and Ralph Angel been out here wilding. Y'all done did what y'all wanted to do. It's just stupid. The conversation is just dumb. They want to try to evoke these emotions that we got from season 1 and 2 and 3, which were very real and were viable and came across as genuine and authentic. These conversations that they're forcing together, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're all sitting in a rowboat, but the river is still. They're not going anywhere. Things aren't progressing. You get what I'm saying? Things are not progressing. The important things that we need to see action on, all we get are words. And then the things that aren't important, they talk about it to infinity and beyond. Y'all could have really just dropped a foster child into Hollywood and Vi's life, introduced us to the foster child, and we could have just went on. Why would y'all have a whole hour-long episode and 25 to 30 minutes is Vi and Hollywood talking about, is we gonna get a child? Like, it's just so contrived. Oh, Lord, I'm so over it. Anyway, she can't get into Mama Trudy's room. They hug. Next thing you know, she hosting a dinner party for his people at Tulane. I thought they attended a dinner party, but the man said she hosted the dinner party. I was like, can we get a Nova break, please? Can we please get a Nova break? Listen, it don't even matter. So Dominic finds out because his mentor is there, who was on the last trip with him, the last archaeologist dig they went on. The guy is there, and he tells him that Tulane, the school that Dominic works for, has been chosen for a huge grant to do a 16-month dig in the spring in Mali. And it is life-changing, it's earth-shattering, it's riveting, it is so pivotal and important to the life of all archaeologists everywhere. It don't mean a hill of bean to none of us, okay? Go on over there and dig. Go on over there and dig. And so right there in the dinner party, they discuss him being gone. He don't want to leave her. She don't want him to leave, but her life is there. He need to go follow his dreams. And just like that, in the dinner party, they agree to go their separate ways. I'm telling you, it happened just like that. Just like that. That's it. They hug it out. And that was it. Then she decides she gonna type up Martha's poems. Martha gone. You ain't been around there to see her. Okay, you wasn't even there when they put the lady in the ground. None of that when they carried the body out of her own house. Ain't none of that happening. But now you finna write a book with her poems in it. Okay. All right, Nova. Again, making it all about you. Making it all about you. Billy called around there and tell her that if you need a shoulder to cry on, woo, woo, woo. Anyway. Then she had like a prayer circle. I don't know if that was another ring shout, but it was to send Aunt Martha's spirit on into the heavenly realm. Aunt Martha been gone for a month. What did you... Exercise in futility. Exercise in futility. She got Martha's friends around there. They all dressed in white. It's supposed to look so ceremonious. It was, and then she gave a riveting speech or riveting prayer to usher Martha's spirit from this. You think Martha's spirit just been sitting around this realm waiting to leave? This is all outside of your control, Nova. You don't control heaven and hell. You know what I'm saying? You don't control the interstellar. You don't control none of that, boo. You don't. You're not in charge of none of that. Martha's spirit been left here. Martha's spirit been gone. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is in charge of all that. We don't need no internship from you. You think Martha's spirit is just now being ushered into the other realm? Child, bye. Get out of here. They trying to make Nova seem so powerful and so important and so spiritual. It's gobbledygook. It's gobbledygook. It's tinkling brass and sounding cymbals. It's just a bunch of noise and no actual sounding going on. Let's talk about Raw. Child, Blue home. And Darla done brought Blue home. He looked like he about 16. But Darla done brought Blue home to try to convince Ralph Angel that Blue is fine and they don't need to tell him that Chase is his daddy. And he go by the mill. They measure him. They measure Lil True. Again, it's supposed to be these just really dark, serious, deep, connecting moments. But nobody that I know is connecting with this season. And these contrived moments, these contrived scenes are the reason why, right? Then they show them sitting on the sofa and talk about Papa Bordelon, how he used to put a hat on. I was just like, we did this already. We have done all of this already. It's like they have nothing to write. I don't. Prosper and Pecan saying that, they done moved in together. They moved into Prosper's home. Prosper's been talking about how she changed the house out. Billy can't stay over at Nova's because Dominic's back. She welcome to stay there with him and Pecan Sandy. You don't stay with no newlyweds. And Billy must know that because she moving back to Chicago after she get the co-op settled. Okay. We see where Micah and Kiki laying around like they go together. But in actuality, it's just more of Micah brushing Kiki off. Now he decided New York is the place for him. Till he get to New York, child. And then he gonna decide that he gonna stop back in NOLA and plug into somebody else until he get the energy up to go somewhere else, child. Michael is so flaky. He is so flaky. But just like that, he decides to move. Kiki is supporting him. He also got a wonderful job as a liaison for some large type non-profit organization against police injustice. Title. He a program manager, child. He a program manager at a non-profit, child. That's all that is. That's all that is. Okay, let's move forward. He called Charlie to tell her about it, and she is just like, Michael, you ruining your life. Why are you doing this? You're dropping out of Xavier. And he was like, it's my life. I do what I want to do. I was like, why are you calling her then? You could have just let her know. Hey, I dropped out. I'm going to be living in New York for a little while. Like, you seem like you got your own money. You doing your own thing. Go do your own thing. Your mama doing her own thing. Like, let's move on. Anyway, it was so sad when Kiki leaned in to kiss Micah and ended up kissing him on the cheek. I was like, child, if that don't say it all, that don't say it all. Next week is gonna be 2 months later. And he gonna be back and wearing the rainbow flag. I'm pretty sure of it. Anywho, let me see what else. So the piece de resistance in the last 15, 20 minutes, we find out from Cordell that Landry over there being sought out because he's so far behind. And Ralph Angel did not waste time letting him know it was the Borderlones and the co-op and the entire black community who sounded the whistle and got him sought out for not paying his bills, right? Since they were citing everybody else out. Okay, that's fine. Then they realized his land going up for auction in 2 days. Okay. So technically, when we get back to next week's episode, technically, in theory, we should be 2 days later. Okay, at the auction, because the auction is a big deal. Ralph Angel is trying to pool all of his resources in order to buy Landry's land, because Landry's land, his daddy's land, them 800 acres is wrapped up in Landry's land. Okay, so if he can buy the whole kit and caboodle, not only could he get Landry's land, but he can get his daddy's land back, which is all we have wanted for the last 2 seasons. Okay. but he not sure if he can do it. They tried it with Parthena. Where y'all tried it with Parthena? When y'all tried to go to an auction and bid for Parthena land? Did I? Maybe they did. I think I do remember him outbidding. I don't know if that was for Parthena's land though. I thought they just sought Parthena out. I can't remember. Anyway, it seems like, you know, it's a foolish notion. And Ralph Angel pretty much says so. But Prosper rallies everybody and takes his hat off, and everybody go in their wallet and give money. I was like, why are y'all taking up an offering? Ralph Angel needs billions of dollars. Are you there? Ralph Angel need billions of dollars. They have already discovered that Landry's called in favors for friends all over the world who gonna come in and bid on the land for him. Ralph Angel needs billions of dollars. Why are y'all making fish sandwiches and having rent parties? You get what I'm saying? Like, all this time we show Ralph Angel walking around with Blue, just so nonsensical. We don't see him appraising the land that he's been given, appraising, going over the books, like none of that. We just get from scene to scene where people are just in these stage moments. They sitting there looking at the news. They in the co-op, people in the background moving boxes, and Billy, Ain't Vi, and Darla sitting in folding chairs watching the news in the middle of all that work that's going on, listening about Landry. That's a scene. This is the scene. Ava, you abandon us. You abandon us. You abandon us. And this is what you left us with. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. The only reason I'm not going on Twitter is because I don't feel good about dragging a black person, another black woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay supporting you, but you abandon us. And you ought to be ashamed of the season, the final season that you allowed to be put forth for Queen Sugar. You ought to be ashamed of it. You really should. So Ralph Angel gonna try to go and buy Landry's land. I mean, okay. They ended the episode with Nova looking up in the middle of the ring shout / prayer circle, and with the driest eye, child, the driest eye. She tried to muster up a tear, and she looking up in the sky like ain't Trudy talking to her. I'm sorry, that's her mama. Ain't Martha talking to her. That's how they ended the episode. That's how they ended the episode. But that is Be and Be Better. I'll be back next week. I'm determined to see this season through. Lord willing, Lord say the same. I'll be back on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there with me, especially in these last few weeks. Me convalescing from my knee surgery. I really appreciate y'all. I love each and every one of y'all. And until next time, honeybees, I holla. Oh, this episode was the driest. Y'all tell me what you think. Put it down below.